Rain hammered the asphalt as a man stumbled along Interstate 70, barefoot, wearing torn prison clothing. His name was Eli Mercer, and he had just walked 740 miles, not for freedom, but to face the woman who erased him from her life as if their 15 years together meant nothing. In his pocket was a crumpled photograph. His wife, Claire, her head resting on another man's shoulder, smiling the way she used to smile at him. What could drive a quiet, church-going husband from a small Indiana town to escape one of the most secure prisons in the Midwest and walk across 3 states with nothing but heartbreak as fuel? Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. But the truth behind this affair was darker than anyone imagined, and the man Claire fell for wasn't just a new lover. He was a predator. Eli Mercer was 41, a construction foreman in Greenfield, Indiana, the kind of guy who coached Little League and never missed church. Claire was 38, a kindergarten teacher with a smile everyone loved. They seemed perfect. But 3 years earlier, Eli was arrested for financial fraud tied to his construction company. 8 years behind bars. Claire stood by him at first, weekly visits, letters, photos. But then something changed. The visits stopped. The letters grew cold and distant. Then, 6 months before his escape, silence, until a single envelope arrived. A divorce petition. No explanation. And behind the papers, a printed photograph. Claire with her arm wrapped around a stranger, laughing. The man in the photo was someone far more dangerous than Eli could have imagined. The man was Victor Hale, 52, wealthy real estate developer, respected, generous. But Victor had a pattern. 2 previous marriages that ended quietly with buried allegations of control and manipulation. He found women when they were vulnerable. After Eli went to prison, Claire's world collapsed. Legal fees drained everything. She was alone, broke, ashamed. Victor appeared at her door with a casserole and concern. He paid for repairs, sent groceries, listened when she cried. But he wasn't helping her. He was isolating her. He told her people blamed her for Eli's crimes, that she should stop visiting him. You need to think about your future, not his past. Slowly, Claire's world shrank until Victor was the only person left in it. 3 months later, she moved into his house. Victor didn't just want her love, he wanted complete control. And anyone who threatened that control needed to be removed. Prison didn't break Eli with violence, it broke him with silence. 43 unanswered letters to Claire. Then a guard slipped him a printout of Facebook. Claire standing in front of a mansion with Victor. Caption, "New beginnings with my love." Eli saw newspaper photos of them at charity events. She wore jewelry he'd never seen. Victor's hand possessive on her waist. Eli stopped eating, lost 20 pounds. Then an inmate showed him a smuggled phone, a video from Facebook, a backyard barbecue. Claire sitting on Victor's lap, his arm around her waist, laughing. Happier than Eli had seen her in years. Eli watched it 3 times, then didn't speak for 3 days. That's when he decided. He'd been watching prison routines for months. Every Thursday, a laundry truck arrived. The driver was always late. In late April, a riot erupted. Every guard rushed to contain it. Eli climbed into a canvas bin filled with dirty sheets. The truck rolled through the gate. 5 miles later, Eli jumped off and disappeared into the woods. Eli walked. No money, no phone, just one thought. I need to understand why. He slept in drainage culverts, stole food from gas stations, clothes from donation bins. He walked through rainstorms, across muddy fields, along highways, for 3 weeks. 740 miles. Indiana, Illinois, Missouri. His feet blistered and bled. His body became skeletal, but he didn't stop. At night, in abandoned barns, he'd close his eyes and see Claire, not laughing in Victor's arms, but the way she used to look at him on their wedding day, the way she'd say his name with love. He wasn't walking for revenge. He was walking for answers. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that their betrayal felt like your entire reality shattered? That's what drove him forward. Meanwhile, U.S. Marshals tracked security footage. They contacted Claire. Your husband escaped. He may be coming for you. Claire's face went white. Victor stepped forward with cold calculation. If he comes near this property, I'm prepared to defend her. But Victor wasn't protecting Claire. He was protecting his control. Because he wasn't afraid of Eli. He was afraid of what Claire might reveal. Eli arrived at Victor's remote estate on a Sunday evening, 20 miles from town. No neighbors. He walked to the door and knocked. Claire answered. They stared at each other. She looked tired, older. Eli, what are you doing here? I walked 740 miles to ask you one question. Why? Victor appeared behind her with a shotgun. Step away, Claire. Wait! Step away! Victor raised the shotgun at Eli's chest. You broke out. You came to hurt her. Now you're forcing me to defend her. Eli didn't move. He looked at Claire. Is that what you think? That I came to hurt you? Tears streamed down her face. I don't know anymore. Victor's finger moved toward the trigger. Claire screamed, Eli, run! He's going to kill you! Because she finally understood. Eli wasn't hunting her. Victor was planning to kill them both and blame it on the escape. Sirens. Red and blue lights flooded the driveway. Marshals poured out, guns drawn. Drop the weapon. Victor hesitated, then turned the shotgun toward the officers. They fired. Victor collapsed. Eli dropped to his knees, hands raised. Claire ran to him, sobbing. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was. I was scared and alone. I made a terrible mistake. Eli looked at her with exhaustion. I never came to hurt you. I just needed to understand why. The marshals cuffed him. Claire watched as they led him away. I loved you. I still love you. But it was too late. Eli served an additional 12 years, but 7 years into his sentence, something shocking emerged. New evidence proved his original fraud conviction was wrong. He'd been framed by his business partner. He was innocent all along. If the truth had come out years earlier, none of this would have happened. Claire heard the news and broke down. She'd abandoned an innocent man. She wrote him a letter. It was returned unopened. Refused by recipient. Eli was eventually released after 18 total years behind bars. He was 58. His cellmate Deshawn picked him up, offered him a job and a place to stay. Eli never contacted Claire, never tried to find her. He'd found something close to peace in prison. Not forgiveness, just acceptance that some chapters close whether we want them to or not. He worked at a warehouse, volunteered teaching adults to read, built a quiet life. Claire continued teaching in Ohio, volunteered at women's shelters, helping others avoid her mistakes. But she carried the weight every day, knowing her choices had contributed to destroying 2 lives. Years later, investigators discovered Victor's full pattern: multiple women over decades, manipulation, control, buried allegations. In death, he became the monster he'd always been. But the question remains, was Eli a victim pushed beyond his breaking point, or did his actions cross a line? Was Claire a victim, or did she bear responsibility for abandoning her husband? The truth is, they were all of these things, victim and perpetrator. Human beings who made choices that created ripples, destroying lives in ways none of them intended.
Eli walked 740 miles not for revenge, but because he needed to believe his pain meant something, that his love had been real, that 15 years hadn't been a lie. Sometimes the people we love don't break us on purpose, but the damage feels exactly the same. So tell us, was Eli a monster or a broken man pushed too far? Was Claire a victim, or did she make choices she has to own? And what would you have done faced with impossible choices and no clear path forward? Let us know in the comments, because behind every headline there's a human story. And maybe these stories help us understand that we're all capable of more than we'd like to admit, both the best and the worst of human nature.